Sailing solo is an adventurous fun that can be enjoyed to a climax of constant joy. While solo sailing is fun and not for everyone, going on a solo sailing unleashes your real sense of imagination to nature. Over the years, there have been many controversies, questions, and contemplations on how possible it is to sleep and even cook while sailing solo on the sea. Many people concluded that it is just a theoretical perspective that will never come to pass if the sailor isn't ready to lose control while sailing. This video will explain some recommended tips on how to sleep and cook when sailing solo conveniently. It will help you understand some practical advice on how to succeed in doing this. Firstly, solo sailing can be extremely satisfactory in your sailing adventure. Not every sailor finds it easy sailing with a single hand on a standard boat. Of a truth, you will never assume a sound sleep while sailing solo. You will only need to learn how to perform this stunt, with a short nap always. Trying the solo sailing at first could be hard, but it gets much more comfortable when you practice. You'll need a sense of confidence in yourself. Your faith will bring about you being able to ride along while asleep at your first 2 to 3 weeks of consistent trial. Timing yourself in intervals in about 1 to 2 hours before performing the next round of sleep will help you. The interval time of rest can be inconvenient at your first trial, thinking that you will get capsized in the sea. Your sleep will be much of a good one if your cabin is well set, not to allow an inflow of air. Though the mold and the mildew are considered for comfortable sleep, it could be hazardous to the health if not correctly set in place. Somewhere near your boat bunk lies your dehumidifier container. Sticking to it is highly recommended for you to be on a safer side while you sleep on a solo sailing. Also, to do yourself no harm, ensure you don't use the boat air horns for other things it is not meant for. Just stick to its core use. How to cook when sailing solo. Creativity is the key to cooking on a sailboat. Once you sail, you won't have any opportunity to get yourself any food of your choice. If it is a provision or a recipe, you have to sustain yourself with all you have until you get to the store next time. You don't have to worry if you forgot something before getting into the boat. The solution is to make creative plans with all you have on board at that time for yourself. Cooking while sailing works best when you have some tips to guide you through, no matter what you have. Here are some tips to guide you through your cooking stunts while sailing solo. Ensure you make a list of whatever you have before starting to cook. Brainstorm on how best all you have with you can become a good match for your food. Most times, lack of ingredients or substitutes for your food brings some excellent creativity out of you. Just don't be afraid to experiment. Ensure you prioritize and pull all available on a scale of preference. For example, be sure of what you need than the other, so you can make the best out of your new combinations. Ensure you carry many things as much as possible. Buy groceries that can be used to prepare different meals. Preparing all before getting offshore is an excellent idea, because you will always have limited time. It'll be a lot easier that way because it'd seem to you like you are in your home kitchen. Also, you don't need to cook while sailing if you don't want to. Especially if you don't plan to cross the Atlantic Ocean. There are plenty of nice restaurants near many sailing areas. How do boats see at night? At night, when visibility is being compromised, the sailor will have to rely on their senses to understand the movement of the boat and their exact location. They pay attention to listening to the sound of breaking waves and horns. Running and marker lights are red and green. When coming into a harbor, follow the rule, red, right, returning, which means have the red lights to starboard to stay safe. Acknowledge what a craft looks like and underway on the water. Red and green lights are forward on either side of the bow and white light is aft at the stern. If you recognize both red and green, the vessel is approaching head-on. If you notice white, the boat is ahead of you and passing away. If in dilemma and you see a red light, just hold. This means a boat is crossing your boat's bow and it has the right of way. Before you leave the harbor, always check the navigation lights of your boat. They must work properly and make sure that they are visible to other sailors. The visibility of the eyes is reduced at night, obstacles are challenging to see. At the same time, it takes time to judge distance. The moisture and the temperature at night cause distortion, and boats can come out from anywhere to hit the crackpots, since they are nearly invisible. The first rule of night boating is to learn to slow down, no matter the latest technological equipment you have on board. Well, you can't go really fast with a sailing boat, but you need to make slow moves on board to avoid injuries. You can't see so well as you'd see during the day, even with the moonlight. If you want to read more on how to sleep and cook when sailing solo, just click to the link below and read the full blog post. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to have more tips about sailing.